a number of people out in the world would say, something's going on with you.
I have a bitchy resting face. We can spoon in the bush if we need to, if it's cold.
But it would only take one drink at the end of the night. I love what you've done with the place.
Welcome to my lounge. I miss seeing you every day. I really do.
Yeah, I was thinking about before, on my way here actually, what an extraordinary thing it is in a long-running entertainment product like Shortland Street to fabricate a best mateship between two guys, and that's in contrast to
another TV show.
To a contained piece of entertainment product like a play.
Yeah, you know, you do a TV show or a play, and you know where it's going. It's like
you map it out.
You build this thing, and then at the end you have this relationship.
That character exists.
It's just like next week
for an hour and a half.
What are we doing this week? Okay, next week what are we doing? And they start to write as well to us as well. I think, you know, that because we started off. You originally came in to break up a relationship, and they set us up as basically enemies. But then I don't know if it was entirely the plan, but they were like, these guys make good frenemies.
There was chemistry there.
And then all of a sudden they're shaping it towards a thing, which maybe they didn't necessarily think was going to happen.
Stolen your fiancé off you.
Seemed to bring us together as opposed to...
Don't worry about that anymore. But we're just going to end up being besties. Hey, anyway, Sam, I think we're going to get into a little game of an old family favourite, Bro Quiz. I'd love you to go first. Go ahead.
Oh. What character on Shortland Street would you trust to hide a body, and who would snitch?
I would trust Chris Warner to help me hide a body because there's very little in his life that he hasn't done. The person I would not trust to help me hide a dead body is Boyd Rolleston because his moral compass is just so unwavering. He'd tell the cops before the sentence was even out of my mouth. What's the weirdest thing you've ever done, Sam, in the name of staying in character?
You know, a weird thing about Shortland Street is having to forget the past really quickly.
Agreed.
You know? Like you go through a thing, your best friend's just committed suicide, and then we're done with that storyline. So now we're arguing about
a bake sale in
the staff room for a fundraiser. Yeah, like
life moves on.
In real life, these things have echoes, but in Shorty, it can't because you've got to move on. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing, I think. Okay, I'm going to do it already. What's your favourite thing about your character? Shall I ask you a different one?
His looks.
Oh, that's my favourite too.
No, I love his wit and irreverency, but underneath that, there's a soft centre, and even under that, there's a heart of gleaming gold. Yeah,
oh, that's nice, isn't it?
It's sweet.
What's the weirdest DM you've received from a fan or a hater?
I could not repeat.
I remember years ago, the whole cast got handwritten letters that were like 5 pages long.
Right.
The whole cast. So this person must have written hundreds of pages. I'm sure you did. Yeah. The best question was like, what's your favourite ABBA song? Not like, do you like ABBA? And if so, what's your favourite song?
Your favourite ABBA
song? I'm going to assume that you like ABBA. What's your favourite song?
Because you're actors. It's time for a red one for you.
Yeah, go on.
What emotion do you struggle the most to express, and why?
I have a bitchy resting face, so what comes naturally...
Very standoffish.
Is just kind of like the more depressive, grumpy, angry, like it's just built into my face. I can do that easier than like if I have to be all like, if I have to really wrangle my face into like a, hey, like those scenes where it's like, we're having a great time. Like I find that really hard because I don't have a naturally smiley face. What fears still creep in when you're performing?
Oh, like constantly. Constantly. You want to do a good job.
Do you know, I remember once I was sitting outside the studio about to go in to film a scene. This is years and years and years ago. The producer at the time came up and he was sitting there on the couch with me watching what was being filmed. And he says, 10 Eden Parks worth of people watch this every night. And he got up and walked off, and I was just like, okay, now I have to go in with that level of
that could be
pressure. That was not a lovely thing to...
throw you. Rightio, Sam. Blue one for you. Sam, if you were a hospital ghost, where would you haunt and why?
I think I'd want to be one of those light-hearted comedy ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to the one that just reminds everyone that they're terrible people. The entertaining, wise-cracking ghost that sits in the corner and, you know.
I'd haunt the wards when patients are in recovery from operations. I'd come in and go, see you soon. And then... and then come back and sometimes go, just kidding, you're going to be fine.
Drew, can you hear me? Okay, he's unresponsive. Let's get him flat. Boy, help me! Boyd! Call 111!
Yeah, that's without question, the Drew's suicide storyline was the one that really seeped out into my personal life the most. I found that really affected me. Out of anything I've done, outside of Shortland Street as well, and people noticed. A number of people out in the world would say, something's going on with you.
Yeah, what's up with you?
Yeah. Like it was, I found that really difficult to shake off. I just felt pressure to handle that really sensitively and correctly because it was an issue that affects so many people. Didn't want to do a half-baked job of it.
Yeah. And I really think it was also held so well by the script is incredible.
Yeah,
like just watching that clip there, stories like these, you know, you can just feel it in the building that everyone is doing their utmost to, like you say, do justice to this story because it means so much.
100%.
The thing I'm proudest of with our relationship is like, I remember some people would be like, oh, you know, Boyd and Drew, like, are they ever going to get together? Like, you know, are they going to be a couple kind of, you know, there was that kind of talk. And I'm really glad that they didn't. Like, that might come across like homophobic, which is absolutely opposite of what I mean. You know, hypothetically, if they did get Drew and Boyd together as a couple, you could feel that the comment section would be like, oh, I knew it. I knew they were always going to get together, you know. And I think what people would mean by that is that they had the kind of relationship where it's actually quite rare to show that, like, just two straight dudes, just like we can spoon in the bush if we need to, if it's cold. We check on each other, we share our feelings, we're affectionate with each other. But
it would only take one drink at the end of the night.
No,
I know, 100%.
I think it's really nice to go, straight dudes can have that kind of dialogue with each other and need to have that kind of dialogue with each other.
I absolutely agree.
With each other and share their feelings and go, are you okay? You're not okay. Let's have a chat about that. And I love that was our relationship.
Well, it never felt
I love
forced.
that this storyline was then part of that because, of course, at the end of the day, like we were estranged at the time, but we got back together and then it was like, of course.
It always felt authentic. It always felt like, these two guys connect and bond and they're both like smart, intelligent, like still, you know, boysy kind of guy. They've got this friendship, but it just goes deeper than that. And that never felt contrived. No. Like that level to Drew and Boyd's friendship never felt forced.
No.
In the writing. You just believed it and it was... Like I completely agree with you, Sam. It was lovely. It was a real pleasure and a real privilege to play that friendship.
It meant a lot.
So how can you even think about marrying him?
I love Boyd.
But you can't stop thinking about me. About what happens when you and me get close to each other. He doesn't excite you like that.
Is this me you're talking about?
No, Boyd, it is not.
Look, mate, I'm just trying it on. It's what I do.
Don't patronise me. I heard what he said. What's going on?
Nothing, can you?
Oh. What's going on? You can tell me the truth now.
No, we're talking about you. We're talking about you. That's so funny.
What sparks off for me there is like the contrivance you need to have a lot of the time in those sets is like sometimes we're this far apart, we can't hear a single word, and then sometimes I can hear exactly what you're saying. It's like
superhuman hearing.
Exactly, like depending on the scene.
Hear what's happening on a different floor in the hospital.
Yeah,
but other times,
and other times it's
someone's
like,
literally right behind you.
Are you talking about me?
I guess while we're on the topic of romance in the show, it's funny because you often at work you don't really talk about these kind of things with your fellow actors, and I don't know if we ever have, but how do you find it? Yeah, like how's that?
Well,
how's that for you?
Things have changed, definitely for the better. But back in the day, it was like, okay, you get your script. Oh, I'm going to have to kiss this person. Okay, you get to rehearsal, and it was sort of like, so how are you feeling about the kiss? Okay, cool. Do you want to do it for rehearsal? No, okay, just going to do it on the take. Cool. That was about the end of the conversation. Whereas now, you have people whose job it is to be there as intimacy coordinators, and they do the full, like, warming you up to it, like, put your hand, can you check in with that other person? Is it okay if I touch you on the elbow? Is it, like really making sure that everyone feels as safe as possible.
Yeah. So it's important to make, I mean, it's a sensitive area, and it's certainly important to make sure everyone is comfortable with it. And and in the past, it was just an expectation that.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, when you're with, which is kind of unique to shows like Shortland Street, you kind of get coupled up with someone, and you like in a long-term relationship with someone over a period of years that you have to act day in, day out. You kind of get used, like that just becomes a,
Oh yeah.
It's so comfortable around that person. It's like, you get the script, okay, we have to kiss, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what we do.
Yeah. It was always an interesting one for me, and it's something that I'm sure you actors in general get asked about all the time. What's it like having to kiss someone, especially if you've got a partner?
Yeah, you do get asked that a lot. And my standard response is always like it's way less sexy than you would, like, your job is to make it look sexy, but really it's so not. It's like you might go in, it's like, stop, we just need your head's wrong, just tilt it, yeah, that's good, okay. Make sure you come in on that angle, not that angle, because then we miss your eyes and all this. Plus you've got like 20, 30 people standing around watching. Like, it's really not a sexy thing at all.
Yeah, it's just blocking
and then you have
action.
to pretend like it.
And then when you're lying in bed, the classic one is like the corner of the pillow always pops up in front, in front of your face.
Yes.
So you got to like fold the pillow back down, and you're just sort of looking lovingly into this person's eyes, but they're like, okay, hold it there, tuck the corner of the pillows. And so it's just always silly things like that.
Yes, and I remember when we came back after COVID, and they did the thing with the perspex. But I just remember they came up with this very clever scheme.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I never had to do it.
No, neither.
But
I think it was just the one. But
they
it was very
would
clever.
have put a perspex screen between the two actors, because that 4 square foot of perspex was going to stop the COVID germs that didn't have the nous to go round the. You lean in for the kiss, and you basically when you touch before your nose gets mushed up against the bit of perspex, which will kind of kill the illusion a little bit. There's a lot of colour going on with you. I feel like I'm going to need every crayon in this box.
We don't have a lot of time, so we don't have time
capture the details of that wonderful jacket of yours. Right.
I can't do
going
two
to
things
great
at once.
pains to just capture this Richie McCaw Otago.
I've already started with the wrong colour.
Also,
what am I doing? What am I doing? Hey, it's been lovely to chat with you, my friend.
Mate, honestly, the pleasure is absolutely mine.
dear. Oh.
Wow.
I'll show
Why?
you mine if you show me yours.
Okay, you ready to see yours?
Yeah, go on. Go on. Oh, wow, Ben. Goodness me, you're a really good artist. Wow, wow, wow.
Maybe I've learnt by osmosis because I'm watching my 8-year-old daughter draw with crayons on
That's
big
a-
sketch pads like this at the kitchen
Lovely.
counter
I'm really
all day.
flattered by that.
Well, no, well, you shouldn't be flattered, mate. It's very genuine. That's you.
I see.
Like, that's the essence of you.
That's really lovely. I feel,
Right, I feel like...
I guess I didn't know how serious we were going to
well, this is a comedy show.
Yeah. Oh. I focused on one of my favorite traits of yours, which missing.
Right.
Hey, no, I'm kidding. I don't want you to feel that this reflects in any way
No, I'm flattered. I'm
anything
very
other than my
flattered.
ability to draw.
You've got, in that limited time, you've captured my legs. Hey, mate. Well, I would like to gift to you this
well,
little
that's
snapshot,
That's a generous gift.
this moment. And I've done so many more just like this that I have at home for myself.
You treasure that.
So, and you treasure that. And
I genuinely will, and I'm so sorry. This has
I've
been.
got nothing to apologise for, dear Sammy. It was such a pleasure, mate. Oh, good. Oh, good, mate. I hope to see you back on the street very soon. And every minute of this has been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely.
It's been fun. Lots of love.